Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live daily half hour. Hope you're all having a good Saturday morning or maybe a Friday night wherever you are in the world. I'm trying to figure out with my setup why I'll have to reset and start that again. That number, it does seem to start at like 3 minutes 49 seconds or something like that, or what it might be doing is counting the 3 minutes from the countdown and then adding that to keep going up. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but let's start that again and let's have a perfect 30-minute bike ride workout while we're in the perfect, beautiful areas, here we go, of San Francisco. That's where we are today. And I have been doing this flattening the curve now. It was on my current or original channel on there for 3 weeks, and now it's on this one called Flattening the Curve. And I wanted to move it over to here because I thought this is probably going to be a much better experience for those people who want to actually watch this type of content versus those that are there for the abandoned buildings or the electric skateboards. So we've got 13 subs in like a week, which I thought was actually pretty good. And I'm also on Storyfire, putting out the abandoned buildings and electric skateboard stuff between 12 and 24 hours before it actually hits on YouTube. So I'm just figuring things out, and that's the topic of today. Is YouTube worth it? And you can read into that however you want. You can probably see, actually I'll go to this view. On that right hand side behind those bushes, bang, you can see the Golden Gate Bridge, and we're going to be going over that very shortly, hopefully. Looks like it's a long way away. These bike paths here in San Francisco are actually pretty damn good. Whew. And it's funny with YouTube, like, I won't say that. It just seems the more effort you put into it, the more challenging it is. Obviously, you're putting in lots of input, you hope to get lots of output, and sometimes it doesn't happen. So I think it's due to everything that's going on in the world. Everything's a bit topsy-turvy at the moment, and you're not quite sure what to think or what to do, or even in real life, like, do I work from home? Do I work from a garage? Do I work with the kids? Do I work harder? Do I work weekends just to try and make things meet? And I don't know, it's just everything you doubt, I guess, at the moment. Everything, and that's what this mental health stuff is all about, I think. It's understanding what's going on in the world, what's real, what isn't, what matters, what doesn't. And that's why, I'm starting to think whether or not YouTube's worth it. I mean, I love doing YouTube, I love making videos, I love putting it out there, and I love the comments that come back. And I put this up really high, the resistance on this bike. I wanted to have a really good workout because it's raining all day today here, and I don't think there's going to be a chance that I'll be able to get out and do a decent exercise out there. What's my heart rate at? Oh, I haven't even started, damn it. So yeah, I woke up. It was really interesting. I woke up this morning and I was in this state of just whatever. I did everything I could yesterday with work. I felt good. We got paid. And I know I've got the whole weekend with family. Nothing really serious on my mind today. So it felt good. And then I think because it feels so nice not to have to worry about something once in every blue moon, like kids are happy and healthy, wife's happy and healthy. She's actually got a little small business that she's running, selling old baby clothes and things like that. So I think she just wants to feel like she's contributing, but man, she's contributing by looking after our kids and keeping them happy. So yeah, it's interesting times. Things are different, and I think because things are good, luckily, thankfully, you start to wonder what's going to go wrong. It's my shoelace again. And I'm always that person that wants to be positive and wants to feel good and wants to make sure everyone around me is okay. And it's hard because you really can't. I can't leave the house. I can go for exercise within 5Ks. I can shop at our local store for an hour. But luckily I've got people around me at my home, and I think that's keeping me sane, keeping me feeling good. So it looks like we're coming around to the Golden Gate Bridge. I've been to San Francisco, but only to the airport for a transfer between, where was I? From Reno to San Fran to LA to Sydney to Melbourne. That was a long commute. It was like a day and a half to get home. There's the Golden Gate straight ahead. It's really quiet this morning, I think just because everyone's been going through so much stuff that sleeping is necessary. No, it's raining outside, everyone's just enjoying their beds, probably hanging with their families, and I think that's a good thing. But I'll continue this ride. I'll increase the resistance because we're going up a hill here. Yeah, look at that Golden Gate Bridge. We're getting closer. I've been watching lots of documentaries too on how they build things. Like the Golden Gate Bridge was an incredible feat, and they actually keep painting that thing 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They get right to the end, paint it again to keep the rust off it. And there's lots of technology underneath that, and just incredible how these things come together. Really insane. So yeah, YouTube. Is it worth it? Like I've been on YouTube for 4 years, I think it is. 2016 I started. It was November 2015, but let's not count that month or two. But let's talk about the pros. I've met so many amazing people, worked with so many amazing businesses. I've been able to travel the world. I've been to Dubai, Singapore, the States, the United Kingdom, France or Paris, and all over Australia. Meeting people, talking skateboards, riding skateboards, reviewing. That has been incredible. And it's just me and a camera and a laptop doing all the edits. It's amazing. It's just cool. And even how much people trust in you and confide in you to make their businesses better, and just talk to you about not business, how you going and what are you up to and that kind of thing. It's so nice to have this online community for days where your offline community can't be there. I mean, yeah, you're a phone call away, but I think because you have a community on YouTube that you can talk to, and Mystery, good morning, that you can confide in, ask questions. Like even last night, Danny Black, I went to him, and the guy that's on this Sunday, Neil Healy Hill, he's going to be using an iPad Pro to connect and stream so that we can have him on the show. So I was like, Danny, can you do that? Can you do that through Mimo Remote Reporter? And yeah, he showed me video clips. Just amazing. Just so much good support. And you need that, I think, if you're doing YouTube on your own or you're younger than what's required. I think you really shouldn't be, in my opinion, under probably 17 when you start up a YouTube channel. Because there's a lot of people out there that just like to bring you down, like to hate, like to threaten. Just like in the real world, if you become a person of interest or an influencer, or you got decent subscriber levels, viewership, all that kind of stuff, then there's always someone guaranteed. Oh look, we're going over the bridge, lots of people around. This was shot 2013, by the way, so no masks in sight. There's a lot to deal with. So the pros are, yeah, great community. It's exciting. I remember when I first put up my first YouTube video, it was me going to a bakery and I was nervous, and I uploaded it and I'm like, oh, what's going to happen here? Who's going to watch it? What kind of comments am I going to get? Will I get subscribers? And it's funny, it's like it's like a drug, really. It's you put one up and someone comments and you're like, oh, that felt good. And they said nice things. I want more of that. So you put another video up. And more people start to comment. More people like, some people share your videos. And then it gets to a point where you feel you've got the confidence to go off and actually talk to some of the businesses that make the boards or might want to work with you, not on collaboration or anything, but maybe sending something your way that you can use as part of your video content. I had the weirdest thing when I was exploring buildings. I still do, but I was exploring a lot, and I had Ansell, which is like a lubrication company, get in touch with me. They wanted me to, at the end of every explore, get out their sanitizer and wash my hands and make sure it featured their brand on it. I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's going a bit too far. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's just a classic giveaway, and I'm still not in this to make money. Even last night, talking to a pretty amazing guy that I've been in touch with. We've done no business together, just providing advice and ideas and things to each other. He's thinking of starting up a website. Very cool, different kind of business model for e-skating. We're just shooting the crap and giving each other advice, and now, yeah, he's like, well, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to get our name out there. Happy to pay you. I'm like, mate, again, not in it for the money. Let's do something there. Let's see what we can do for your business. Let's get it off the ground, and then when you can afford it, maybe we can do something there. But I'm so excited to be part of some early businesses. Some rise, some fall, and when they fall, people blame you. I don't get it. Like, you try your best to, even in business, like, it's like 90% of small businesses fail. It's huge. And it's not the influencer's issue. Sometimes it's not even the business's issue or the director's issue. It's just bad timing, bad quality parts, bad suppliers, could be anything. So it's, and you get a fair bit of heat from that. But how are you supposed to know what's going to work and what will work? Or what won't work. So it's an interesting mix. I would never get involved with any of those. What do they call them? It's like you sign up to one of those programs that that says, oh yeah, we'll put you in our network and we take 30% or 50% of your monetization, and for that we'll get more subscribers, we'll get more viewership, we'll promote you and all this other stuff. It never happens. Good morning, Danny. Looks like we've walked across that bridge a couple of times. Drove, yeah, at least 10, you lucky ducks. This is my first time going over it. And if you're just joining us, we're just talking about whether or not YouTube is worth it, and it can be the biggest bag of crap as well. And right now, I think there's a whole bunch of subscribers that are going through a bit of a lull. YouTubers, where it's flattening, funnily enough. The curve is flattening on subscriber and viewer uptake. Whether or not it's an issue with YouTube or it's just a sign of the times, I'm not quite sure. But it demotivates you, that's for sure. But you keep pushing through. It's the people who understand it. That's a problem too. You just don't understand. I've had a look at the analytics. I've had a look at what works, what doesn't. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. But for me, am I continuing YouTube? Yeah. Am I going to keep putting stuff on Storyfire? Yeah. I've got 15 or so abandoned buildings that have already been shot, and I have to just edit. Yeah. So I'll be doing that for sure. That's 3 months worth of content for abandoned stuff, and I've got plenty of, boards, products, all that kind of stuff to review, bags. So I'll be doing what I can from the restrictions that are here. But it's a lot of work, and even Danny gets frustrated. He was doing this beautiful stream, perfect stream, lots of people watching. And yeah, the YouTube system and Facebook system just cut him off with no explanation, and just makes you doubt, like, the next time you do something like that, I'm going to put all this effort in, I'm going to get people over, I'm going to do all this editing and artwork and animation, and must be just having one of those days today. Our mutual old friend used to do that thing where he did that service and he got some subs. I think YouTube isn't dead. I think the old way of YouTube is dead, so we just have to think a bit different to get it to work. Correct, Danny, and I have a look at some of the people who are rising up quickly. There's a complete distinction between people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, for instance, both brothers. Logan, I think, is doing the right thing. He's got a podcast, and it's the number one podcast in the world, that's what he says. And his YouTube videos are now, like, everyone's been preaching, everyone you speak to, everyone at YouTube says, videos should be over 10 minutes. They need to be punchy. You need to maintain, increase your video minutes per user, and that'll increase our systems to make you recommended and all this other stuff, right? And you're like, but maybe that's not part of the platform. And someone like Logan, for instance, is really testing that theory, because his videos are quite sharp. For a piece of content that he would normally stretch out to, say, 10 minutes, he's now putting 4 or 5 of those bits of content in 4 minutes, making them punchy, and by the end of it, you're like, whoa, that was actually quite cool. You know, he's doing some crazy stunts, he's talking to some crazy people, he's got some ideas, and there's nothing really over the top. He's not slicing into, like, GIFs or references or anything like that anymore. It's just him. So I'm sure he's gone through parts where his videos have been demonetized because some of these people who created those GIFs have claimed ownership, but it's tough. And then on the other side, you got his brother, who is in trouble with the police. He's got known criminal associates, and he's been looting during quarantine, and allegedly anyway, but everyone's seen the videos. And they're both doing well. Two completely polar opposites, and yet they're all over 20 million subscribers, getting decent viewership. I think from all this, you've just got to remain yourself. You've got to remain authentic, original, do things your way. People will naturally subscribe and join you and want to be a part of you if you have similar interests and beliefs and attitudes. Mr. Exchange, every morning I watch your videos. It seems just to motivate more. Even my 2-year-old daughter tries to join. That's amazing. That's really nice. Looks like we've just got over the Golden Gate Bridge. I really appreciate that, Mr. Exchange. It's those kind of comments that keep you pumping too. And look, it's not all doom and gloom. I don't think YouTube's dead. I think it's just pivoting. I think what people want to watch and their attention spans, and now that, you know, you've got these streaming services like Netflix, Binge, Stan, all of those ones over in the States as well, they're really competing for airtime, for viewership, and maybe Google is just minimizing the amount of viewership that people are willing to spend per day. I'd love to see those stats, actually, to see how many minutes over the last 12 months the trend has been. Is it going down? Because there's much better, higher quality content on places like Netflix with documentaries, stand-up, all that kind of stuff. Morning, Emma. It's a direct competitor now. YouTube's only competitor, say, 5-6 years ago, while Netflix was building up its profile, was TV. You know, you had your paid subscription content, cable, and your normal network TV. Same here in Australia. Used to have things like Foxtel, which is, I think, still around, just. But now these streaming services are cheaper, they're reliable, high quality, content is amazing. You got Apple TV Plus now. I don't know how many people watch that stuff, but everyone I know, I don't think have got a subscription unless they got it as part of their iPhone. But YouTube and Storyfire and all these places are really, I think, in my opinion, struggling to keep that viewership up because there's so much choice. Now, you know, I've even noticed I used to watch maybe 3 hours of content on YouTube a day. I'd be sitting at night just going through things and finding things that I thought were interesting. And now I'm sitting there with the wife, and we sit down at say 8:30 at night and chuck a bit of Netflix on, and we found this really interesting movie or documentary last night called, I can't remember what it's called, but it was like Triplets. And it's an American documentary about these guys who had no idea that they were triplets. They were separated at birth, and one of them just happened to go to the same university, and he arrived and all these people were greeting him really well and hugging him and everything. He had no idea why. And one of these guys that was one of the friends of the other guy, other triplet, said, "You're not Dave," or whatever it was, right? And yeah, they figured it out, and you have to watch it. I won't give it away the storyline or anything, but something like that escapes you, makes you see things from a different perspective, makes you think about how hard that would have been as triplets. And they had, even at a young age, even when they were babies, they had this separation anxiety, and it's incredible. Hey, Mr. Milan, how you doing, mate? We've just gone over the Westgate Bridge, and now it seems like we're on our way back. I'm doing 122 beats per minute this morning. We are at 20 minutes. I've actually got a second screen showing me, because I'm wearing glasses, and the video that I'm looking at that you can see has the timer on it. I can now see the timer bigger on my second screen. I have on this desk, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens. I got 2 for YouTube. I got 3 for my work, because I'm working from exactly the same place here, and it's a little bit of a mess at the moment. But yeah, go and check out that video. I think it's in the top 10 list in Australia. If you want to go check it out, it's great watching. Danny, you got to wonder if people are looking more for information versus yeah, absolutely. I think I'm at a point, for instance, where I'm not even really looking into the stats or the information on COVID anymore. When you're a part of it, it's a part of daily life. I think most people need the bare minimum information. How many cases are new? How many deaths? Has the restrictions changed? That's all I'm really concerned about now. But a lot of people are still looking up the content, wanting more information, which is, I guess, separating them away from just wanting entertainment. I think entertainment's a big thing, especially if you're home all that time. I don't think people are going to be putting YouTube up on their screen. They'll definitely want something that's easier to do, like Netflix, which is already built into their TV, or their Apple TV. Did I say Golden Gate Bridge or Westgate Bridge? Got me thinking, Danny. Yeah, it was super interesting, Emma, that they had separation anxiety. I fell asleep halfway through it. I was just wrecked from a long, interesting, actually successful week at work, at home. But I got up to that point and I'm like, wow, like even the human biology and the attachment that you have to your parents and maybe even your siblings if you were born with them. Like they were crying all the time and looking for their brothers or sisters, or brothers in this case. The humanity is so interesting to me, of how we're all connected and how we all fear each other missing. And anyway, deep morning. Emma, how's it working from home going? It's actually going all right. It is bloody cold in here. I'm looking forward to finishing this month because next month is spring and hopefully the weather increases. Today, for instance, it's fully raining until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's when I'll try and head out for a bit of a bike ride, even if it is a little bit rain. But yeah, we're just going to spend time indoors. We've got Jenga to do. I brought that home from work. We've got puzzles, and we're going to paint some of the outside area that's undercover. You know, just giving everything a bit of a birthday. We're going to use whatever we can here. I'll help the wife get everything across to the post office as well, because she's been running a small little baby clothes second-hand business. So keeping ourselves busy. And the kids are at an age now where they can play with each other and they can play on their own. So at least you get a little bit of time every so often to chill. But it is also nice that your kids want your time. They want you to play trains. They want you to set up the chairs from the dining table in a train-like format, and you sit at the back, and then it's a roller coaster instead. And you you go, whoa, and you move the chairs and going up and all that stuff. So yeah, plenty of things to keep your mind focused, and I think having a schedule too is so important. Let's ramp this up a bit. 125. So important to, like for instance, I'm at 8 this morning. The wife then gets onto a live Zoom fitness class with her gym that's not open, but they're doing these live classes. So she'll start that at 8:35. So I've got about 4 or 5 minutes, which will fit in perfectly for me to get in, grab the kids. We go out the back and keep them happy while she does her activity. And then once that's done, we start packing up all of her baby stuff, and she's got like 10 orders from yesterday, and get that off to the post office, and she'll get some shopping because you're only allowed out for an hour, so you've got to squeeze as much as you can into that. It's per person, so she can go for an hour, then I can go for an hour, and those breaks are important just to, I don't know, for your sanity. Just go for a drive within 5Ks as well. Luckily we're in an area that does have all the conveniences we need. But yeah, having that schedule I think is important. Making sure you have lunch, keep the body up, puzzles, keep the brain going, things to do around the house, keep it going for like an hour or two. Yeah, last weekend I cleared out the gutters around the whole house. There's so much sludge. But it feels good. It feels like the house is under control and the family's happy, healthy. No one's coughing, no one's sick. I thought I might get sick being in this cold garage all day for the last 2 days, but I think the exercise and keeping warm and having an oil burner heater underneath the desk just keeps me going. And my feet, when I come inside, I didn't realize it yesterday, were like ice cubes. I had to stand in the shower for like 5 minutes and warm up my feet. So just adjusting, figuring things out. Danny, going back to YouTube, I still think that Casey's advice is well valid. Just keep uploading. The rewards will come in different ways. They do. And you never know which video you put up is going to be a hit or which one's going to be a miss. I'm trying something new as well. Tomorrow night, Melbourne time, which is a Back to the Future trivia night, which should be awesome. Just go to youtube.com/jboston if you're new to this channel and subscribe, and you'll be able to join in on the trivia. It should be awesome. A lot of people are interested. We do have a guy that is building his own like home van or van off the grid kind of thing, and we'll hear about what he's doing, but then getting back into the Back to the Future stuff. Yeah. Oh, Emma, you do not want to be living here right now. Everyone's just depressed. And I don't know why, but everyone's saying as well that our Premier, it looks like he might be giving up, and no, he's not. He's all right. Stop trying to pump out papers and be relevant yourself by putting people down. It's not the way to do it. Whew. Yeah, the stream is going to be great tomorrow night. Lots and lots of questions. I'll be wearing my Back to the Future Part 2 Marty McFly hat. And yeah, we'll see who out of the crew knows Back to the Future the most. It's going to be great. But I think, yeah, it's just, even in my business, I keep saying it, it's all about right now in Melbourne and some parts of the world maintaining relevancy, trying new things, see how people react. I, by the way, pushed that Back to the Future preview out to all the guys on skateboards and said it's going to be about the hoverboard, so there was a relevance. And there's always this one guy, I'm not going to mention him because he's not worth it, that always seems to put you down. And it's not the normal guy that Danny's probably thinking about. It's this guy from the US, and it's just a bit of a laugh now. It's like a broken record, or it's listening to ducks at the pond. Nobody cares what they're saying, and yet they'll keep yapping. So you just have a laugh and move on. But it's a challenge when that happens a lot. Really puts you down. We're about 29 minutes, a minute to go. I enjoyed that Golden Gate Bridge. I think these bike paths around San Francisco are insane too. They're really nice. Really nice. Staying to the right in the US too. Ah, man, how the world is different. It's amazing. That's what traveling's all about, is seeing things from a different perspective, different cultures. Right now here in Melbourne, we can't do that. One of the guys that I work with, actually from India, he's a consultant, and We work on a bunch of stuff. He's actually traveling to Brisbane this week, on Monday, I think it is. And he's quarantining and doing business, and then he's back to India in 2 weeks. So I don't know how he's doing it, because you'll have to quarantine. So I don't know what the point would be to come all this way at all. Anyway, 59, 30 minutes. There we go. I do have to rush out the door because the wife's doing her exercise this morning, keeping to that routine. I thank you very much for everybody that has been watching. 12 minutes average view time. That is awesome. Another peak, another milestone. I hope all of you have a nice weekend. Don't forget, not on tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off exercise, even though I do bike ride in the real world. But I'll be back here on Monday. And also, check out the Back to the Future Trivia Night, 10 p.m. tomorrow night, Melbourne. Go and have a look at the link. It will show you what time it's on in your local area too. All right. Thanks, guys. Don't worry. I will be posting here. I will be live every day but Sunday. And Danny, it makes me envious of the channels where the creator can be anonymous. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff, especially in the abandoned stuff, or where they don't show their face and things like that. They can just walk away. Nobody knows. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for the comments. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.